5 science-backed ways to flush out toxins and lower creatinine, what doctors don't tell you. Do you feel tired all the time? Ankles swollen? Blood test shows elevated creatinine? That is your body's warning sign. Creatinine is waste. Muscles create it. Kidneys filter it. When kidneys fall behind, waste builds up. Toxins spread through the blood. Energy crashes. Blood pressure climbs. Risk grows. Doctors often prescribe medication, but what they rarely say is that 5 simple daily habits can bring your levels down. Habits proven by science. Habits anyone can do at home. These are not extreme diets or dangerous cleanses. They are safe strategies tested by researchers and supported by evidence. And when you stack them together, your kidneys can finally catch a break. In this video, I will show you all 5 methods plus a bonus tip that could reset the way your body eliminates toxins. We are starting with the foundation of kidney health, increasing fiber intake and adopting a kidney-friendly diet. When it comes to lowering creatinine and helping the kidneys flush out toxins, food is the first place we need to pay attention to. The type of diet you follow can make all the difference because what you eat either reduces pressure on the kidneys or makes the problem worse. A kidney-friendly diet is not just about eating less protein or avoiding certain foods. It is about adding the right nutrients in the right amounts so the kidneys get support instead of strain. One of the most powerful nutrients in this case is fiber. Fiber does much more than keep digestion smooth. When you consume enough fiber, it binds with waste products in the gut, including harmful compounds called uremic toxins. These toxins are usually removed by the kidneys, but if fiber binds to them in the digestive tract, they leave the body through stool instead of circulating back into the blood. This means the kidneys have less work to do, and creatinine levels are less likely to climb. Researchers at Harvard have found that a diet rich in soluble fiber not only lowers creatinine, but also reduces uric acid, another waste product that can build up and stress the kidneys. Let's take a closer look at what foods provide this benefit. Oats are a great example. Just 1 cup of cooked oats provides around 4 grams of fiber, and much of it is soluble fiber, the type that works best for binding toxins. Apples are another easy choice. A medium apple with its skin gives about 4.5 grams of fiber, plus natural antioxidants that protect kidney tissue from inflammation. Blueberries are excellent too, not only because of their fiber but also because of their anthocyanins, plant compounds that have been shown by the National Institute of Health to improve blood vessel health and circulation to the kidneys. Green beans also deserve a spot in this diet. They are low in potassium compared to other beans, which is important for people with kidney issues, yet they still provide a steady amount of fiber. Now let's talk about how much you need. The goal should be around 25 to 30 grams of fiber every day. The mistake many people make is trying to get it all in 1 or 2 meals. That usually leads to bloating and gas. The smarter way is to spread it out across the day. For example, start the morning with a bowl of oats topped with blueberries. Midday, have an apple or some raw vegetables. Dinner could include green beans or another fiber-rich side. For people who prefer a simple and quick option, a smoothie can work really well. A kidney-friendly recipe is 1/2 cup of blueberries, 1/2 cup of cooled cooked oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and unsweetened almond milk. Blend it together and drink it in the morning. The chia seeds expand in the stomach, making you feel fuller for longer, and they also add soluble fiber that slows the absorption of sugar. That helps keep blood sugar stable, which is crucial because high blood sugar often goes hand in hand with kidney stress. Buying the right foods matters just as much as eating them. Always check if fruits are fresh, or if you are buying frozen, make sure they do not have added sugar. When it comes to canned beans or vegetables, look for labels that say low sodium or no added salt. Excess salt in canned foods can easily undo the benefits of a healthy meal. But like any nutrient, fiber can also cause problems if you make sudden changes. If you increase your intake too quickly, you may deal with gas, cramping, or stomach discomfort. The body needs time to adjust. Another mistake is overdoing protein-rich beans like kidney beans or black beans. These foods are packed with fiber but also with protein and potassium, which can be harmful if kidney function is already reduced. That is why choosing the right type of fiber source is so important. But food alone is not enough, because the next factor can either protect or stress your kidneys: adequate hydration. Before we move on, I'd love to know where you're watching from and what kidney health challenges you are facing right now. If you're working to lower creatinine levels naturally and support toxin removal, make sure to subscribe to KIDNEASE and turn on the notification bell. And if this content helps you, type 1 in the comments or 0 if it does not. I want to keep improving for you. Water is not just a drink, it is the transport system that carries waste through the kidneys and out of the body. When there is enough water in your system, creatinine becomes diluted in the blood, which makes it easier for the kidneys to filter it and send it into the urine. The National Kidney Foundation points out that consistent hydration is often the very first step to protecting kidney function, because it directly supports the natural detox process without requiring any complex changes. Let's take a closer look at how much water the body truly needs. The general guideline is about 8 to 10 cups every day, which equals 64 to 80 ounces. This number is not fixed for everyone, because age, activity level, and health conditions all change the demand. For example, someone who exercises outdoors in hot weather will sweat out more fluid and will need more water compared to someone who is mostly indoors and sedentary. Seniors may need to be more careful because their sensation of thirst often decreases with age, and that can lead to dehydration before they even realize it. People with certain heart or kidney conditions may need medical guidance on fluid limits, because too much water can sometimes cause swelling and strain. Now, let's break this down further into timing, because when you drink is just as important as how much you drink. The best strategy is to spread intake across the entire day. Drinking 1 or 2 large glasses all at once is not as effective because it puts sudden pressure on the kidneys. A more helpful way is to sip water consistently every hour or 2, which keeps blood volume steady and helps creatinine move out more smoothly. Reducing fluid intake in the last 2 hours before bedtime is also wise, since this helps limit nighttime bathroom trips that disturb sleep. Poor sleep itself has been shown by research at Johns Hopkins University to worsen kidney health over time, so even timing water plays a role in the bigger picture. Let's examine some smart hydration methods that make this easier. Plain water is always the best, but if you want variety, infusing it with cucumber slices or fresh mint can add a refreshing taste and mild detoxifying effect without adding extra sugar or sodium. Using a 20-ounce reusable bottle can also help you track your daily intake. If you fill that bottle 3 or 4 times in a day, you can be sure you are close to the recommended range. This simple habit removes the guesswork and makes hydration more structured. Now let's turn our attention to what to avoid when buying bottled or flavored waters. Many brands market their drinks as healthy, but often they add sweeteners, artificial flavors, or electrolytes that contain high potassium. High potassium can be dangerous if kidney function is already reduced, so you need to read the labels carefully. Look for bottles that clearly state sodium-free, because added sodium will only cause fluid retention and raise blood pressure, which in turn harms the kidneys further. We also need to talk about common mistakes. One of the biggest is gulping down a huge amount of water in a short time. This does not clean your body faster, it only forces the kidneys to work harder in a sudden burst, which can backfire. Another mistake is thinking that overhydration is always harmless. In people with advanced kidney disease, drinking too much can cause swelling in the legs, face, and even fluid in the lungs. That is why balance matters more than excess. If you're finding this helpful so far, please take a second to like this video. It may seem small, but it tells YouTube that this message matters and helps kidneys reach more people who truly need it. If you believe others deserve this knowledge too, tap that thumbs up now. Hydration is key, but too much of one mineral in your diet can undo the progress. That's why next we'll tackle a hidden culprit in most kitchens. Let's take a closer look at sodium and why it harms kidney function. Sodium is essential in small amounts since it helps nerves and muscles work. But in modern diets, it is consumed in levels that are far beyond what the body can handle. When you take in too much sodium, your body holds onto water in order to keep the balance of concentration in the blood. This extra water increases blood pressure, and high blood pressure forces the kidneys to filter blood at a much higher pressure than they are designed to handle. Over time, this constant strain weakens filtration and raises creatinine levels. Researchers at Johns Hopkins have confirmed that reducing sodium can lower creatinine and improve the glomerular filtration rate, which is the key measure of kidney function. Now, let's examine where sodium is really hiding in daily foods. Many people think they only need to avoid the salt shaker, but the truth is that packaged and processed products are the biggest source. Canned soups, frozen dinners, and fast food meals are loaded with sodium because salt is used as both a flavor booster and a preservative. A single fast food burger can carry more than 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which is nearly half of what you should eat in an entire day. Even foods that taste sweet, like pastries or packaged muffins, can contain added sodium to extend shelf life. That is why reading labels carefully is not optional, it is necessary. Let's analyze what the safe target really looks like. Health experts recommend keeping sodium below 2,300 milligrams per day, which is roughly 1 teaspoon of table salt. The problem is that most people in developed countries consume double that amount without realizing it. Cooking at home gives you the best control because you can season meals with herbs and spices like rosemary, thyme, parsley, or garlic powder instead of salt. Not only do these herbs add flavor, but they also contain plant compounds that support circulation and lower inflammation, which again benefits kidney function. Let's proceed to the part of buying smart, because the grocery store is where mistakes often begin. You will see labels like low sodium, reduced sodium, or no salt added. These terms are not the same. Low sodium means each serving has 140 milligrams or less, while reduced sodium only means the product has less salt compared to the original version, but it can still be high. No salt added is the safest option, especially for canned vegetables or beans. Even within the same food type, brands can differ by 500 milligrams of sodium per serving, so comparing side by side makes a huge difference. We also need to gain a deeper understanding of the risks of shortcuts. Many people switch to salt substitutes, but these often replace sodium with potassium. For someone with healthy kidneys, that is not a problem. But if kidney function is reduced, high potassium can be very dangerous and may even lead to heart rhythm problems. Another common mistake is relying heavily on processed low-sodium products. While they may have less salt, they often contain additives, preservatives, and hidden phosphorus, which can harm kidneys as well. Whole fresh foods are always the safer choice. Food is only half the story. Movement helps kidneys too, and it may surprise you how much of a difference it makes. Now we'll turn our attention to the surprising role of moderate intensity exercise. Exercise does not just help with weight management, it directly improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, and enhances oxygen delivery to every organ, including the kidneys. When circulation is smoother and blood pressure is better controlled, the kidneys are under less strain to filter waste products from the blood. Cleveland Clinic researchers have shown that regular physical activity is linked with lower creatinine buildup, which means your body is clearing toxins more effectively without overworking the kidneys. Now, let's take a closer look at the best types of activity. Brisk walking for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, has been proven to strengthen the cardiovascular system without putting extra pressure on muscles or joints. Cycling and swimming are also excellent choices since they are low impact and keep the body moving rhythmically, which helps improve vascular flexibility and kidney perfusion. Gentle yoga poses such as legs up the wall or supported bridge pose can also increase circulation to the lower body and give a mild boost to venous return without overexertion. These types of exercise are accessible to most people, regardless of fitness level. Let's break this down further with some practical tips. The best time for exercise is in the morning or late afternoon, when the body is naturally more alert and blood pressure tends to be more stable. Exercising immediately after a heavy meal is not advised because digestion diverts blood flow toward the stomach and away from muscles and kidneys. Using a fitness tracker or even a simple stopwatch can help maintain the right intensity. The goal is to keep your heart rate elevated enough to feel challenged, but still be able to talk in full sentences without gasping. That is a good way to know you are staying at a safe, moderate level. Let's investigate the common mistakes that can backfire. Many people push themselves into high-intensity workouts thinking more is better, but too much strain can cause muscle breakdown. When muscle tissue breaks down, creatinine levels temporarily rise in the blood, which can confuse test results and make it seem like kidney function is worsening. Another frequent mistake is forgetting hydration during workouts. When you sweat, you lose fluid, and without replacing it, the kidneys have less water to work with, which makes toxin clearance less efficient. Taking small sips of water before, during, and after exercise keeps the balance right. Now, here is a question worth asking you directly. Do you think you get enough movement in your weekly routine, or is sitting for long hours holding you back? Drop your answer in the comments because your reflection might motivate someone else who is watching. We have covered food and movement, but certain everyday habits can silently undo this progress. Now we'll turn our attention to the risks of creatine supplements and nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Creatine supplements are very popular among people who want to build muscle quickly, yet few realize that creatine naturally breaks down into creatinine in the body. When someone adds extra creatine powder to their diet, blood tests often show higher creatinine, which doctors might interpret as worsening kidney function even if the kidneys are not failing. The kidneys then have to process a larger load of this waste product, and over time this can strain their ability to filter effectively. That is why even healthy people are advised to be cautious with long-term use of creatine supplements. Now, let's examine the role of pain medications, particularly nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen and naproxen. These medicines work by blocking certain enzymes that cause pain and swelling, but they also reduce blood flow to the kidneys. When kidney blood flow decreases, less oxygen reaches the filtering tissue and toxins begin to build up. The National Institutes of Health has clearly warned that frequent or long-term use of these drugs speeds up kidney decline, especially in older adults or those with high blood pressure or diabetes. If someone already has compromised kidney function, even a few weeks of heavy use can make things worse. Let's break this down further with safer alternatives. For muscle support, instead of creatine powders, plant-based protein shakes made from peas or rice provide amino acids without burdening the kidneys with extra creatine. These shakes often contain fiber and minerals that support overall health while being gentler on filtration. For pain relief, options like acetaminophen can be safer for kidneys if the liver is healthy, but dosage limits must always be respected. Natural methods can also be effective, such as warm compresses that increase circulation to sore areas, or turmeric tea, which provides curcumin, a compound shown by the University of Maryland Medical Center to reduce inflammation naturally. Now, let's consider the importance of buying with awareness. Many protein powders marketed as clean or natural still contain hidden creatine blends. Labels may include terms like muscle booster, strength formula, or performance enhancer, which often indicate added creatine. Similarly, cold and flu remedies may secretly include non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, so it is important to check the active ingredients line by line. This prevents accidental daily exposure without realizing it. We should also highlight common mistakes. Many people assume that natural creatine supplements are safe because they are sold in health stores, yet the body processes natural and synthetic creatine in the same way, leading to more creatinine in the blood. Another mistake is taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs every single day for chronic pain instead of seeking medical guidance. Doing so creates silent damage that often shows up only when kidney tests come back abnormal. So we have tackled the big 5 ways to lower creatinine and support toxin removal. But there is one more bonus method that often surprises people because it works through the skin rather than the diet or kidneys. Let's continue with the unique detoxifying practice of dry brushing. This method is not just about skincare. It helps stimulate circulation and the lymphatic system, which is the network of vessels that moves waste products away from tissues. The lymphatic system does not have a pump like the heart, so it relies on body movement or stimulation from the outside to keep fluid moving. Dry brushing provides that stimulation by creating gentle pressure and sweeping movement toward the lymph nodes, where toxins can be filtered and moved toward elimination. Therapists in physical therapy settings often use brushing techniques for circulation problems, which shows how powerful such a simple tool can be. Now, let's look at why the skin plays such an important role here. The skin is sometimes called the body's third kidney because it supports elimination of waste through sweat and through cell turnover. When you brush the skin with natural bristles, you remove dead cells and open pores, which allows the skin to better perform its function as an organ of detoxification. This is not only beneficial for appearance, but also for reducing the total burden of toxins that the kidneys must handle. Let's break this down into practice. A natural bristle brush is essential since synthetic bristles can scratch or irritate the skin. The best way to brush is to begin at the feet and work upward toward the heart in long, steady strokes. Always move in the direction of the heart because that is the way lymph fluid naturally flows. Many people choose to brush for 5 to 10 minutes before showering, which allows sweat and dead skin cells to be rinsed away immediately. We also need to talk about mistakes to avoid. Brushing too hard can irritate the skin and even cause micro scratches, which do more harm than good. The technique should feel stimulating but not painful. Another common mistake is skipping moisturization afterward. Brushing removes dead cells, but it can also leave skin dry, so applying a natural moisturizer like coconut oil or a gentle unscented lotion helps maintain skin barrier health. Now that we have covered it all, let's tie everything together with a short checklist so the key points stay clear in your mind. A fiber-rich, kidney-friendly diet helps bind toxins and supports filtration. Hydration with 8 to 10 cups, spread throughout the day, helps dilute creatinine and ease kidney workload. Reducing sodium below 2,300 milligrams daily supports blood pressure and protects filtration. Moderate exercise improves circulation and energy use without stressing the kidneys. Avoiding creatine supplements and overuse of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs prevents extra burden on kidney function. And the bonus method, dry brushing, supports circulation and helps the skin act as a detox pathway. If this video was helpful, please do not leave without subscribing to KIDNEASE. And if you feel like I truly understood your struggle and offered a solution that matters, type the word relief in the comments. I'd love to know this helped you.